Redemption is spelt GP. Hidden Gems Part 2. Today on.
What the fuck are you doing in my house?
Breaking and entering during the song.
Wow.
Everybody, hello, and welcome back to a very special episode of Press B to Cancel. Before we get started, I'm going to pass it over to our good friend Sick Jake to say a few words.
First off, am I seriously the only one who's not in Chard's house today?
Apparently,
we invited everyone.
I didn't even make it into my house. I didn't know we were doing this tonight. Thank you.
All right, well,
Thanks for
fine.
the
I'll
That's
come
why I
over.
forgot to mention this too.
Aha. That's fine. We're prepped. What the fuck?
There-
I heard you got a couch.
It's so good to meet
That
all
was
of you.
great. I love that.
That
All
was
right,
great.
guys. Before we get started in the episode, so last week for our 200th episode, we did Yakuza, me and Wolf, and it was a pre-recorded one, so we kind of missed a bit of a milestone. So we're going to do it at 201. Press B has been around for, I think, 4 years now, and we're up to 201 episodes. That is absolutely insane. Most podcasts don't last 10. We've somehow got to 201. Well, 205 if you count some of the earlier stuff that we did.
Tappies.
Fantastic. And we would not be doing it this long if it wasn't such, great fun to do with friends, but also people watching like you at home or listening to our podcast. So if you've been with us, since the beginning, 4 years ago, or you're recently watching us on YouTube or heard from a friend, we greatly appreciate it, folks. This is awesome that we've been around for so long. Shows like this don't go on without word of mouth and people who drop the likes and the follows and all that support. And it's just been so great that you guys have been doing that for us, and we really do appreciate it. So before we start this episode this week, just want to say thank you. This has been great to have the support, and we're just so happy to be doing this for as long as we have been. And here's hoping we do 200 more.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. I believe this is the 156th episode with Chard and with Sinistar, and this is my 61st episode.
You leave me hanging.
So it's
Fuck
this is
yeah.
wonderful. And big
Give
shout
it-
outs to Zimbabwe, yes, and everybody out there.
Yeah.
All the countries
Zimbabwe,
where
we
we've
still
tracked
love you.
number
We
5.
still love you, Zimbabwe.
Or
Hey,
better.
can the next time we do a 200th and one episode or a 400th one episode, can I get a fucking call, please? That'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, we're probably going to host it at your house again.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's the
traditions,
place
yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. Yeah,
I've got hope for the laundry
very
man.
very well stated. Okay, well let's dive into this. I want to give some background for any viewers or listeners who are not familiar with the lore of what the Hidden Gems episodes means. Of the 201 episodes, I believe this is the second or the 9th time we've done Hidden Gems, where we discuss games that we love that feel most people don't appreciate, or it otherwise is unheard of, or maybe it's a great game that didn't move a lot of units, that sort of thing. Last time we did this, I believe the technical term is shit the bed by choosing a small little-known game called Final Fantasy Tactics that I thought was a solid pick, but the other 80% of the podcast and damn near every listener said, no, that's a stupid pick. Everybody knows this game. Everybody loves this game. It's not at all a hidden gem. It's just a gem. So I had to do about 10 months. I'd been fired for a while. Let's just call it what it was. And you guys eventually let me come back. Thank you. So that explains the opener line of today, Redemption is spelled GP. So I've got a hidden gem, and I think it's going to be great to discuss. I am very excited to hear about your all's picks of lesser-known games that are fun. And I don't want to go first in case my gem is better known than I thought. So I will ask for volunteers. Who would like to go first? Sinistar.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a bunch of hours in this game, and I'm really surprised it doesn't get the joy that it should get.
Mhm.
I think it's only sold. Well, I think it's less than 100,000 units.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it is a franchise, which is really surprising as well. So, my franchise pick is Borderlands, and specifically Borderlands 2.
Wow.
Have you
There's
guys
two
ever
of them?
played this
One
game?
more time. One more time.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2.
Borderlands. I don't.
okay.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with Borderlands.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one I haven't played yet.
Well, so it's a little known genre called looter shooters.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically the whole goal of this game is to basically shoot and get better weapons. And there's a randomization of the weapons, but it also has a fantastic story. So if you're looking for a good game with a good story, and you're looking for something lesser known, go for Borderlands 2.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
I love indie games. I'm pretty excited about this one. What is there anything unique about this one outside of the fact that it's a looter shooter? Like, is there anything that kind of makes it stand out?
Well, yeah. So it's kind of a cell shader kind of
okay.
view.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Kinda cartoony then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they did a franchise off this. You said.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really surprised. It's a company that I don't think anybody really knows, called Gearbox.
No,
I
I
know
know
they were in the
Gearbox,
news.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were just
and
in the
2K,
news.
2K games.
And 2K.
Have you ever heard of 2K?
Oh yeah, I know 2K.
Okay.
Those are the basketball guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so the premise is you basically are kind of dropped on this planet. You're looking for a vault. You're a vault hunter, technically. The main enemy is fucking awesome. He decides to name a unicorn or a horse. I'm sorry, not a unicorn, but a horse made of diamonds. He names it Butt Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
Clever.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Clever.
name
Yeah.
for an animal.
Um,
yeah.
You're
It
describing
has.
Ready Player One. This
What's
is
that?
RPO.
Oh, very much, very much.
Okay.
It has the storyline is compelling. There's a death of a character, not you, but like one of the NPCs that's
Well,
kind of rips
I
you
imagine
apart.
there's the death of you if you're not good at the game.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah, that was my experience.
It's a very
I
short
imagine.
game.
and lots of times actually. I mean, let's be honest, it's a shooter, right? But there's also driving in this game, which is some of the best element of this game. I mean, I'm really surprised it didn't get the fanfare that it should have.
Interesting. Borderlands.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
I
No,
thought
you
he
talked
said
about looter
Borderlands.
Oh,
yeah, you talk about looter shooters or shooter looters, and I immediately think of a pretty well-known game called Blaster Master or Master Blaster. It's one of the two.
Right.
So I assume this is just kind of an updated version of that.
Oh, very much so.
Is that-
very much
okay.
so. Yeah.
That's accurate.
I didn't play the second one, but I think the first one you could actually color your vehicle in an homage to the Blaster Master tank.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you fry
Yeah.
giant space frogs in this particular version, or is that?
I remember in the first one there was giant space lobster or crab.
Lobster? Okay. All right.
So-
There are these things called bullymongs that you have to figure out the name for, and that's
Now I
that's
don't.
that's a fun
Yeah, no. Spoiler.
I think we
Right.
know what they're called now.
Bully Mongs. Okay. I can't
Yeah.
believe this one flew under my radar. This sounds
amazing.
typically I keep my fingers on the pulse of these sorts of things.
Yeah.
And to find out that Border Collies was something that exists and has sequels, I'm
It's right.
I'm taken
Yeah.
aback. Interesting.
Two
What's
Border
the setting?
Collies.
This is outer space?
I mean, you're on a planet,
Yeah.
Well, we're all on a planet specifically.
but there is a space
Yeah.
station that shoots things
Not
at the
new.
planet. So
Logic. Okay.
there's a space station that shoots things at the planet. So
okay.
a little bit of a Star Wars,
Alderaan,
but-
sure.
but less destructive.
Elder gone.
Elder God. Elder
Yeah.
bye. Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
looking at my Mind Palace, and it looks like they're
Yeah.
actually making a Borderlands movie, which is kind of weird.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Did you
okay.
see the cast
Wow.
for this?
One
Have you- I guess we haven't heard of
way
this movie
flew under the
before.
radar.
For,
Not share.
Kevin
James
Hart,
Share.
Jamie
Kevin
Lee
who?
Curtis.
didn't sell.
Who? Jamie Lee
It's
Hart?
crazy.
Who?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey?
Must
This-
be a Canadian actor.
Must be Canadian.
Yeah, it must
Yeah.
be
This is a
Canadian,
documentary you said.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Real life vault hunting.
Border Frogs too. Okay.
Border
Yeah,
Frog
Border
Blasters
Frog, yeah.
too.
Uh-huh.
Gollies.
So really,
Well,
they're making a movie out of this?
Yeah. Specifically, I think Borderlands 2.
So they're making okay. Will the movie be called Border Lands
It
2, or
sh-
is it
It should
should
be if
be.
it's not.
that way they can do a prequel? If,
Borderlands 2, the sequel.
yeah.
Yeah, and just
See if
never
the
make the
DVDs
first one.
move more units. Go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
And they just never make the first one. Just make Borderlands 2 and never make the prequel.
Yeah.
Just leave
Yeah.
it at that.
Well, it's like
That's
what
what
they
they should
did with
do.
Goonies 2 on the NES, right?
Right.
It's
Just
exactly
start
like
with the sequel. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. Was there a Terminator 1 movie?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mm.
My God.
That sounds like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
You're sticking it in the box with Terminator 3. It just didn't exist, huh?
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that one-hit wonder, Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Spawned no prequels or sequel series.
Hey,
Hey,
guys,
when you're good once, you're good once. What can I
Hey
say?
guys,
True.
I'll be back.
Oh,
Okay.
where are you going?
So, Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Hidden
Well, I
gem.
mean, the whole franchise. But
Okay, the whole
Borderlands 2 in
franchise
particular.
is a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting. Okay.
I'm looking at my
I'll
mind
have to look
palace.
that one
It
up.
looks like there was a prequel that didn't do so hot.
Oh no.
Okay.
Blaster
that's
Master?
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Blaster Master for
Blaster
the NES.
Master, yeah. Okay.
Real quick though, Wolf, because I know that is one of your favorite games. It is Blaster Master, right? Not Master Blaster.
Correct. Well, Master
Okay.
Blaster
Right.
is Thunderdome.
Okay. So
No,
it's,
Blaster
it's
Master is the video game.
okay.
When I
got
talked
it.
about
Alphabetically.
bullet songs and trying to figure out the name,
Uh-huh.
I really want people to play that quest, and I'm not going to spoil it because it's glorious.
If
I
you
can't
can
spoil it. I've
find
never
I
heard
mean,
this
I-
game before.
Yeah, I assume there's not a lot of games that carry it, if there are indeed physical
Well, right.
copies.
And
in
I mean,
existence.
this game is short. It's like 2 hours.
Okay. So what's
Wow.
what platform is this on? Like how recent? How old is this? It's not an NES
Um,
game. I would have heard of that. SNES maybe.
I mean, it was PC, but I expect it was probably 360 and probably PS3
I think PS3 was the same era as the
PS3?
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's practically brand
Yeah.
new.
Yeah,
So maybe it'll pick up.
yeah. It might get some.
Maybe it's
now.
just
Got
a lull.
time.
Maybe it's in a lull.
Also, guys,
The
I want to,
pandemic. The pandemic
if I-
ruined this game.
if I may, I want to interject here and introduce something. A couple of weeks ago, a few episodes ago, we did an episode on a new game called Balatro or Balatro, however
Mhm.
you,
Yep.
you decide to say it, which recently, congratulations, passed the 1 million units sold. So therefore,
that's
it's
awesome.
disqualified from being a hidden gem. I do want to say to the creators of Balatro, if you're watching or listening, we did do an episode pretty early on, and then I'm sure you saw your sales numbers go up. We gave you what I'm calling the Balatro bump. So trademarked. If anybody
Press-
out there wants us to ever, hype up their game and get their own Balatro bump, send us a
Press
message.
B to bump.
Press
Yeah.
B to bump.
Press
You
B to
know,
bump.
There you go. Put on
you
a
could
shirt.
call us the Weird Al of podcasts because he also gave musicians bumps with his music. Watch the documentary.
Yeah.
It's all true.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so
100%.
anyway, back to Borderlands. Press B to Borderlands.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good
it
one.
also has co-op play.
Okay.
You can
play
play
with
with up to
friends.
4 of your friends, and it's great.
You don't have to
Yeah.
break into their house to play the game with them.
Well,
That's awkward.
Unless
But
you
yes,
want to.
Yeah.
I mean,
it helps. It helps.
if
Okay.
you just wanted to play, man, just fucking Marco Polo.
Yeah, Chart, are you being held against your will? Blink once for yes,
We're
blink twice for yes.
Borderlandsing against his will.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, very cool. Okay, well, hey, for anybody who's listening, please feel free to join our Discord. Let's talk about. Have you heard of the Borderlands series or franchise? Is it on your hidden gems list? Let us know what you think. We'll put the spelling in Discord in case somebody is not familiar or there's
think it's
some
one
sort of
word.
spelling.
Yeah,
Borderlands.
Well,
Okay.
2 is a separate word.
Okay.
God.
See,
there you
I
go.
would have wrote it
Good
wrong.
point. Yeah.
Already wrote it
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Is that the Roman numerals? Is it II
It
or
is.
is it the?
This
Okay.
isn't Final Fantasy. Okay, they're not
It's very
that
important.
not that classy.
Very
It's
important.
whatever you want.
It's like the Superman the movie. You got to
Yeah.
do the 2 and 3.
The
Okay.
video game.
Well, let's
Superman the
keep
movie,
it
the video
in the same household. Chard, would
Yeah.
you like to?
Hold
Give
on.
us
That's a little
your-
unfair
There's
since
Superman
we're
2
all
and
in the
3?
same household. But
I thought there's one
There's
Superman
also
4.
4.
4 is
There's-
the only
yeah.
good one, right?
Oh
Wow.
man. That's going to be Patreon content when I just go off and talk about the Superman movies that I love and adore.
I thought Superman 4 was the only Superman movie worth watching, but
Quest for
I digress.
Same.
Well, isn't that where the space whales are? No, that's Star Trek. Never mind.
Yeah,
So
that was the best of the Star Treks, though.
it's the return
Patreon,
home.
never mind. Paywall.
All right. Well, okay. So I already know everybody's gonna fucking Chart's gonna pick Elden Ring as his hidden gem. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's not happening tonight, guys. Okay. So before everybody fucking thinks that Elden Ring is gonna make an appearance on our little hidden gems episode, it's not. Okay. I got a real good hidden gem for you guys. We're gonna go with the Dark Souls series. A little game called Dark Souls, specifically Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls, similar creator.
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. Dark.
Yeah, I've heard
Souls,
you. I've
Yeah.
seen you play this before. I'm familiar.
2 words, one number, and it's the 3. It's not Roman.
Okay.
So in this, you are a person that has been brought back from the dead, and your goal is to follow this very vibrant and extremely fleshed out and easy to follow storyline to defeat difficult bosses and rekindle the flames of the city and the world around you. It's extremely great, a great
So
watch.
what you're saying is you're a zombie bringing about the apocalypse?
I like that.
Essentially, you're trying to reset the apocalypse. So you're just gonna
start it over your way. Gotcha.
You're waking up from the dead to hit the reset button on the world computer. That's essentially.
And cut once more from the top. This time, take off your shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
that.
now let's do it again, but this time with feeling, or feelings. Feel more. That's all right. You broke in. You get what you get. It's known. It's a little difficult. It's a little bit of a struggle to play through, but you get infinite lives, and you get to resurrect at little fire pits throughout the little barbecue fire pits throughout the realms. But every time you die, you have to go and find your body and get all the stuff you dropped. So that's where the challenge is. Most of the levels are fairly easy to go through. The bosses are kind of a cakewalk. But it's known for its difficulty. I don't think a lot of people have played any of the Dark Souls, specifically Dark Souls 3. It's got a couple DLC to make the game a little bit longer. It's a good time. I would highly recommend that anybody. What do you got, sister?
This game has 3?
It has 3 games. It has 3 games in the franchise.
Interesting that so many kind of deep cuts are getting so many sequels.
Yeah.
When you try once and you fail twice, and then you gotta take another swig. You know what I mean? This is kind of like
this. This is like my dad having 5 kids.
Just one of these is gonna be the baseball player or
it's gotta be
the ballerina
right?
dancer, whichever one you're aiming for.
Sure.
One of them's going to be Superman Quest for Peace. It just takes 4 of them. That's all. It's fine.
Okay.
It just takes a few.
Sometimes you got to tee up the ball so you can hit it over the fence. It is what it is.
I'm not great with sports metaphors.
No.
No, I tried one once, but that's what we call in football a whiff, and
a big time whiff.
I do like the sport though.
They also in tennis call it a par out. That's what they call it in tennis.
All
right. That's what I would call a meaty deuce.
What's a metaphor?
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
It's another sequel.
After the show.
You might know Meta 3.
It's Meta 2. It's the 4th one in the series.
Came before Meta 5.
All right.
So
Anyway,
is this
one of the VR glasses?
Elden Ring then, Chart? Is this like a ring-like, or did they
Well,
steal
it
the
came
idea from Elden
before.
Ring?
It is a ring-like game. Yes, it's very much a ring-like game, but it came before ring-like. You would almost say that Elden Ring, it's the chicken and the egg scenario, right? Like which came first, kind of thing. Dark Souls did come first by age. It sold all right. I mean, it sold quite a bit. I mean, it's still fairly relatively played. But I still think it's starting to gain traction with 3. It's a shame. The first 2 are fantastic as well. And I think Dark Souls 3 is definitely a hidden gem that people should go and check out.
Well, let's hope that we can give a little Balatro bump to the Dark Souls.
Why 3 and not 2? Well, 3's got better graphics. It looks nicer.
Okay.
It's okay. Mechanics are a little more fleshed out.
About that graphics.
It's all about that graphics. Like if you really wanted to treat your eyeballs, Get Dark Souls 3. Otherwise, the other two are great. The other two are great too.
So here's a
Now-
question for you.
Yeah.
You had mentioned you get infinite lives, but whenever you die, you can collect your swag that you had collected, but you got to find your previous corpse and go and vote for that. Do you find each one of your previous corpses? Like if you've died, let's say like 20 times, are there 19 of you that you can go out there and
Oh no,
check?
no.
Or your previous one would have already robbed all the previous ones.
Pretty
So there's
much.
just one.
If you're going to find your body, right, and you've got, I don't know, you collect souls, but we'll just say it's kind of like cash. So you have like $8,000 on your body, and you die, you could just consider it all gone. It's not. You got
Is that Canadian?
It's
Gotcha.
Canadian. It's Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dark
definitely
Souls must
some
be a
loonies.
Canadian game because nobody's heard of it. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
those
A
souls
lot
are
of
dark,
people-
man.
And when you get killed, it says sorry across the board.
It does. So I
But
looked
good
this
try,
up.
champ.
I looked this up in my mind palace, and this From Software
Yeah, from stuff. Yeah.
has another hidden gem called Bloodborne.
Bloodborne's another one.
Now, as I'm looking at my
Sekiro is
notes,
another one.
Sinistar's already gone. So I'm just busting your balls. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
No,
Wow.
come back. Come back. I love you. You're the
Is that how you get intruders out of your house? Just tell them they're gone?
you offer them beverages, Chard. I don't know.
Is that well, if you're gonna represent
Oh my
twice.
god. Oh my god. What is that? Cream soda?
yeah.
It is. It's the only doctor that matters.
That sounds so thick. That's like diesel. Is there chunks in it?
Look,
Yes.
THICC.
You
Right.
think that's thick, you should feel the must in this room right now.
Thankfully, not too many people I know have heard of your little
I
deep cut
do.
Dr. Pepper. Yeah,
I do
yeah.
feel the must in this room right
You
now.
say
I
that
think
like
we
we're
all
not
do.
all five there.
Crack a window. It's getting humid.
Where's GP and
Yeah, they're in there. Don't worry. It's a big room.
Okay. Okay. For anybody who's
Alternate
listening
phases of reality, my friend.
for everybody who's listening in, Chard, Sinistar, Sick Jake, and Werewolf are all four in the same room. I live so far away I couldn't make it, so I spent so much money recreating the background to make it look like I'm in the room with them.
So you had to kick out a whole wall and everything.
Yes, and
extend the
finding.
back.
Do you have any
Extend the
idea
back.
how many Mariners caps I had to buy?
Well,
One.
I mean,
I only have two in this room.
Well, I bought
also,
three.
I mean, how many like Final Fantasy things did you
Yeah,
have to get
That's a
to?
lot.
Yeah.
Also- Bingo.
Yeah.
Some of those Final Fantasies, deep cuts, if I may say. So we had Borderlands, if I'm recalling my notes correctly, and now we're having Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Dark
Dark Souls.
Souls, specifically the
out.
third one. Have
I'd
there been
almost
any
call
other
it-
entries after 3?
It's almost a rogue-like kind of
Okay.
game, really. I mean, you've got to improve as you keep playing, but if you die, you start from the beginning.
Just like
I'm
that.
pretty sure I'm pretty sure 3 was the last swing, and they weren't going to make any more beyond that, from what I'm being told.
I
So
think from
if the
I think
sales numbers are
FromSoft
so
fell
low.
apart.
yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty low. So I don't know if they ventured on to something different. They did make Elden Ring, which it's doing all right. It's doing pretty
And you
good.
said
So
Same people did
Yeah.
Bloodborne,
they did.
Yeah.
They did.
which I haven't heard of. I'll have to look into that one as well.
That's
Maybe
another
that'll be
one.
my deep cut next time.
It should be.
Bloodborne. I'll write that down.
Write
Okay.
it down. There's actually a demake version of that too that you would probably get into.
It didn't sell well. It was on a console that nobody bought,
It's on the PS4.
PlayStation 4.
It's right back here.
Whoa, wow.
There you go.
I don't know how to break this to you, but the PS4 sold moderately fine. So
No,
What, like
No.
100,000
No?
units, you think?
Yeah,
probably.
I
I
have
Is
would
that mostly
say
Japan, you think?
it's
I
probably in the same realm as Tactics. I'm just
yeah, I feel
probably
like
within that.
a lot of this stuff I swing and a miss. Again, another meaty deuce, as we were talking about in tennis terms. But yeah,
That,
I mean,
that was my high
this
school
is-
nickname.
nice tennis.
Yes.
No, me
Tennis the menace.
No. It was
Oh,
tennis.
meaty deuce. That makes more sense. But no, this is why I love these episodes, because you guys talk about all the games I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Borderlands, your PlayStation
Well,
4s, things like
so
that.
few people have.
Yeah. So this is great. And again, hopefully we'll get to see the sales numbers for these games go up as we're raising awareness, their awareness for these games.
Their awareness. 2024.
In in the interest of continuing on, we're going to go clockwise if that's okay, and we'll go with Werewolf next.
All right.
Cut me deep.
So I know there was a lot of excitement with the first one,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
I really got to show some love for the second one here. This is a little known sequel to a game made by Bungie. It's
Oh.
called Halo 2.
Oh,
Hello. Oh.
From the other side.
as in
Now-
Mahalo.
Uh,
I got you.
Took
I
me a
think
minute
so,
there.
yes.
GP. I got you.
a
GP.
lot of people loved the first one, the multiplayer. I think there was a lack of interest in the second one because they put it back on Earth for a while.
Sure.
It was not on a Halo. It was on Earth.
Never
And
put a game
so
back on Earth. That's bad.
it-
That's bad.
Yeah.
It does eventually find its way back to, this circular world that they like to
The-
show off
the
in the first
Mahalo?
one.
Hollow.
And-
Hollow too.
And so it does pick up again.
Mhm.
Now they also introduced new aliens that were not present in the first game, I think. And so
Hmm.
that might have messed with people too. So I know there was a lot of interest that really fell off, but it's a really good game. The multiplayer is so much fun.
Mm.
I used to play one-on-one with my friend because there were nobody else playing, so it would just be me and him online. And we'd have grenade fights and huck them at each other blindly. And
Was it just you two playing? Because it's so
Yes.
so rare.
Empty
Okay,
server, yeah.
Mhm.
This is interesting. This sounds like a game I used to really enjoy.
Hollow. Hello.
Well, interestingly, this is the one I'm thinking of is called Halo, which I think sold
Oh.
decently. But Hollow 2, maybe
Halo.
was that like one of those ones where you can buy
Hello,
it
like
Hello.
like the
$10
worm
How-
in Labyrinth. Hello.
Oh,
At like,
hello.
oh, hello.
Okay.
And you
From
This
the
is
other
it-
side,
yeah.
right? Okay.
This is
you
like
said
an
the
Aldi
company
brand.
was
It sounds like maybe.
Bungie.
Yeah.
Is this when
Bungie.
we have Hollow at home, and this is Hollow at home?
Yeah,
Yes.
Halo is the Canadian
Okay.
pronunciation, GP. So maybe you played it when
Oh.
you're up here visiting on
But
vacation or
again,
something.
with these deep cuts, with these hidden
They're-
gems, I'm showing my
Yeah.
ass, and I don't mind admitting I'm out of the loop with a lot of these. So the education I appreciate.
They're very.
But again,
sorry
we have
for
another sequel with Halo
mispronouncing
2. How many entries do we have in this one? Or was 2?
They keep selling worse and worse, but they keep making them for some reason.
Okay.
I think Microsoft is an investor in the
Hmm.
series, so they just keep
Who?
throwing money at it, even if it doesn't make sense.
Hold
Because
on.
Microsoft does that sometimes.
Micros.
Micro Machines.
Microsoft, Microsoft, they're
Is
not
this-
hidden.
Oh, okay.
But they invested in an
I
indie
do live in
company
Seattle.
and
That
let
is-
them get
Micro.
going. So
Microsoft.
Microsoft. You didn't roll your R. That's-
Ah,
He starts
Micro-
analytics, so maybe he's
Micro-
never heard of Windows. Windows might be a
No.
hidden gem.
I got a window right here. I'm about to open it because it's really warm in here.
Yeah.
And
You ever
thus-
go? Yeah.
But in this one you play as a super soldier, just trekking around the universe, killing aliens, blowing up planets, like that sort
You're
of
like
thing. So-
Rogers said, yeah.
Does
Yeah.
the super soldier have a name?
Bill,
John.
Mr.
John.
Chef.
Mr. Chef.
Mr. Chef.
Mister.
He'll
Yes.
never
I wanna-
catch on.
Chef.
Yeah.
I want to tell you the story real quick. Again, this isn't about Halo. This is about the game I thought it was, which is Halo. It sounds very similar. But my brother, when he was trying to come up with names for his firstborn, after they found out it was going to be a boy, he really toyed around with the idea of naming his son Master Chief, which I immediately was like, dude, come on. But like secretly, I was like, do it. I can do it. That's the coolest name. Nobody's going to mess with this, Well, and at the time, I was in Taekwondo and instructing and do all this. Well, you can get to a certain level where you're called a chief master. And I thought, if I can train this kid up, we could have a chief master, Master Chief, and I can die happy. He ended up
I
not
feel like-
going with Master Chief. He named his son after my son. But anyway,
Like John
the
Spartan
story.
is right there. I mean, I feel like you can name a kid John Spartan, and 40 years from now he wouldn't get bullied, right? But if you call a
Isn't
kid
that-
Master
okay.
Chief, I don't know.
John Spartan,
John's-
isn't that? Yeah, no, that's
John-
Stallone's
John
character
Spartan
from
Wolowitz?
Demolition Man. Yes?
Yeah. John Spartan was
is it?
Demolition Man.
Okay.
That's-
Oh,
that's where the
right,
free
you're right.
shells go.
Stallone. Well,
Hidden
the
gem.
two John Spartans, right?
That was a little known Stallone, a small time actor no one knows of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody's heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you said they just keep releasing these.
Yeah, they're infinitely. You surprisingly.
Okay.
Infinitely. Wow.
If I didn't know better, guys. Anyway, so Halo 2. What
Yeah,
specifically
Halo.
about 2 made you want to pick that one instead of the multitude of Halo games?
It's the one that just had the most fun multiplayer, in all honesty. It was in the first one, they made it kind of jank, so you couldn't really see the story as you played through the first one with a second player, and in the second one you could. And then the multiplayer, it was just spot on. They really nailed it. It's a real bummer that it didn't take off
Oh.
better than it did.
This is the one where you farm pigs, right?
What?
I mean, if
That's
that's what you
Stardew
call
Valley,
your friends
Chart.
that you're
That's-
pissed at,
No, isn't there like
Stardew.
a pig? There's a pig thing. So you drive.
oh,
Yeah, it's the pig
chupa
farmers,
thingy.
right? Oh, the fucking warthogs or some shit.
Oh, what? Oh,
puma.
the one with tusks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's called the Puma.
Yeah.
The Puma? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
we're gonna get taken off the air for that one. Nobody knows. Okay, that's for the best.
I'm just looking
So
at my
Halo
Mind Palace
2.
for this one. Sorry, GP. I'm looking at the Mind Palace for this one. Apparently, there's a
Mhm.
TV show about Halo. Have you guys watched? I forgot about the TV show. Has anybody watched it? Is it even worth watching?
I watched something chicken. Like they played around with the characters and made them say weird
Oh,
shit.
with the teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the rooster,
fangs,
rooster teeth.
I gotta
rooster
I gotta
teeth.
tell you guys, even when I don't know what's going on, feel like I can usually get a grasp on what
there was
y'all are
red.
talking about.
It's like a red and a blue.
I am shooting 0 today. I have no clue where
Fantastic.
we're at in life
Fantastic. That's
with Borderlands 2, Dark Souls, Halo 2, Dark Souls 3.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm really dropping the ball as your friend, as a supposed gamer, and as a podcast host.
Well, that's why we do this, is to bring
Yeah.
their awareness to these
We,
kinds of things. Bring
yeah.
people in.
Yeah,
We
the old
just-
Balatro bump and such. But
We just
Yeah.
did the assignment.
yeah.
We did the assignment this time.
Well, no, I appreciate that. I'm gonna look some of these up and see. I mean, if they all sold really poorly, I'm sure they're wildly affordable. So I'll go and
Wildly.
and see what I can find.
Yeah,
Wolf, tell
Wolf,
me more about Halo 2, though. I feel like you've been uncharacteristically,
Vague.
yeah, like you're usually very good with the deets. So don't let me talk over you. Sorry.
Well, as John, you play. Let's talk about the single player campaign. As John, you find your way back at Earth after the events of the first game. You head down back to Earth to help stop the impending invasion that's taking place, and as you're doing so, you end up chasing the aliens back into space. Find a second Halo, and once again, you're digging into the histories and mysteries of said Halo, and you find scary shit in the form of a creature that's basically fungus zombies.
Mm.
And
Like the Last of Us.
you even make an alliance with one of the aliens that sort of looked down upon by his kind.
Yeah, I'm having some sort of weird, fucked up deja vu or something because this all sounds very, very much like a different thing that
No,
I'm
it's the
very
same thing.
familiar with. But I don't want to speak out of turn here, and I certainly don't want to take
you're.
your sales.
I think you're combining a bunch of games
Yeah.
into.
We've
think-
talked about quite a bit of stuff at the beginning of this episode. Maybe they're
Yeah.
starting to meld. a little bit.
Maybe. But okay. So
It does
Halo
sound
2,
familiar,
finding this
but
other
Yeah.
Halo.
And
You team
also,
up with.
you made me think of a story earlier, a tangent, if you will.
Please.
No.
Are you guys familiar with the game Skyrim?
Yeah, ski rim. Yeah, that's the
rim.
ski ramp one. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
No,
Well,
I've never even heard of this.
the main character
Bathosa,
is referred to the Dovahkiin, and the company that
Never
made the
gonna
game
stick.
actually
Yeah.
offered to the community the first child named Dovahkiin. The family would get access to the entire library of this company's games, and somebody did it.
So they got what, 5 games?
Ski rim?
And they
Yeah,
named their
right.
kid Novocaine?
Novocaine.
I'd probably just call him Kane for sure. That's what I would do.
Or Novi.
Dovahkiin.
Dovahkiin, yeah.
Novocaine.
Wow.
That sounds like the European bakery I went to this morning.
Ski rim's the one with the voice and the Benny Gesserit, right?
Yeah. It's like Doom.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's got
Which, by the way, I want to say, I think it was a missed opportunity
what's the
releasing
worm's
Dune
name?
in March. Or when did Dune 2 come out? Was that February or was that March?
February.
It's February.
The second one.
I think specifically for the European market, they should have saved it for the summer and had a June release. Because that's just how they say Dune anyways.
June and Dune. Wow.
Yeah.
June.
And there goes the
Come see
listenership.
June. It's on a
We
Tuesday,
just lost
isn't
all our EU audience, GB.
Isn't it?
it?
That's a
No,
sandworm,
come back. It's a sequel, isn't it?
It's out in the desert, isn't it?
Get me a thumper.
Get a thumper. We need a sandworm in it.
Australia, we're so sorry.
You know what they call a line of the worms? A caravan.
Right on time.
Oh man, I love
are
other
the
countries. I love the world.
the
I love
worms-
all of you. Come back.
Periwinkle blue?
We just gave we just gave Europe the old Ballotro bump. Everybody's gonna be like, Europe, let me look into this. What is this?
Europe's a hidden gem.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one before.
Isn't it?
All right,
Well,
so
it sounds like we should
Skyrim.
try this game together sometime.
I
Okay, now
agree.
with Skyrim, how many are there sequels to Skyrim also? I know this is tangential for you.
No, there's only one Skyrim.
Yeah, there's only one Skyrim.
Okay.
Isn't that an El Scrolls game?
Yes.
That's a Spanish game, isn't it?
Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls? Oh my god.
El
Discross.
Scrolls.
Yeah, because it's named after the Eldas who would scrawl on things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, they had
okay.
that hit game
Yeah.
Like
Morrowind.
it's like Spanish for cave scribe, right?
Well,
Yeah.
wait, I thought it was a Bostonian thing.
It could have been
Elda.
Elda.
Elda Scrolls.
That's
Elder
Elden
Scrolls.
Ring.
There we
Elden
go.
Ring.
Now we're back
Elden
to
Ring.
American accents. Yeah,
Coffee.
Elda.
Elda.
Elder Scrolls.
In it.
Yeah, the elders. Zeldas.
Yeah. And the Eldas.
That's horrible. So sorry. Sorry.
Going to the party with the
Sorry,
Eldas.
specifically to Ben Affleck and Matt Damon about all the Bostonian accents. That's my bad. Somehow.
Can't find my car keys.
How do you like them apples?
Such a great movie.
I left them in my khakis
Park the car. Anyways,
at Harvard Yard.
shit's gone off the rails so hard.
Yes. Wait,
You know, Harvard Yard's a hidden gem.
it's a press B. If we don't go off the rails,
Oh
What is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
people are
it's
concerned.
a good point.
Yeah, we need
That's
at
our
least one of the
signature
five
move.
of us take the Adderall.
Haven't had any tech issues, so might as well go off the rails.
yeah.
Surprisingly,
imagine-
actually, with everything we've done this episode, I'm surprised we didn't have a single tech issue. I'm quite proud of you guys. This is awesome. We all did really good this week.
Knocking on wood.
All right, Jake, you want to share yours?
Yeah. So funny enough, this is another sequel game. We seem to be like finding all these hidden gem franchises that nobody's ever heard of before. There was a small independent film starring an actor who I guess nobody knows nowadays. Actually, maybe that's true. Fred Savage did a movie called The Wizard, where this game was featured, and it's Super Mario Bros. 3. Stay with me. It's the third game, so they get a little loose with the plot. but you're a plumber, and you enter a fantastical world of living mushrooms and weird chicken turtle creatures.
Wait a second.
Pretty wild.
Wait. Is this
No.
based on that movie Mom and Dad Save the World?
No, I think they ripped this game off. I think.
No, we've
Honestly.
I
talked
need to
about
know the lore in this. This is
this
ridiculous.
game. Yeah.
I thought this game starred Jack Black.
You know,
No,
funny
no,
enough,
no.
that's another independent movie featuring the characters from this franchise. Maybe it's catching on. I don't know. Maybe I'm pulling
Okay.
a GP and
Isn't
it's
this
not
where
actually Hidden
presidents
Gems.
of the United States wrote that song about the fruit? Is this in the same vein?
Millions of
He
I
pieces.
don't even know that reference.
I thought this game. I thought Mario 3 was very popular. I thought that one sold a lot of units. You're telling me
No.
I get grief over Final Fantasy Tactics. I could have chosen Mario 3. I mean, clearly that would be the winner there.
I mean,
right?
I've
thought
never
it was
played
listed
Mario
itself,
3.
like
game.
50,000
Are we pronouncing
Japan
it
only or
correctly? I thought it was Mario.
Well, yeah.
Look, listen. As the only
Accent
Canadian
heavy.
on the damn podcast, I got
Yeah.
to represent the correct way of saying Mario.
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros.
Accent
3,
heavy
it's got a
press me.
small loyal fan base. And one of the reasons why I picked it, and I'm gonna say it, is one reason I picked this game is there's something called ROM hacking, which I think a few of you are familiar with.
Sure.
There is a huge community of ROM hacks for this game, and I've been playing one a lot, especially recently. And there's a lot of power ups in Mario Bros. 3. Seeing as you guys aren't familiar, there's you can shoot fireballs after eating a flower. You know, the mushroom makes you big. All kinds of wild stuff. But there's one, a leaf turns into a raccoon. Explain that one to me.
Very
Wild.
Lewis Carroll.
But yeah, very Lewis
Fucking
Carroll.
wild.
Wait,
But one
is-
power up though is a frog power up. It turns you into a frog, and you move like shit on land, but you swim faster. But there's a ROM hack that makes it so you're only the frog for the entire duration of the game, and it's awful, but it's still fun trying to play the game as a frog through the entire game. If you get hit, you die instantly. They make it so you cannot get other frogs. You're Frog Mario for the entire game, and I think it's a lot of fun. So the ROM hacks in
would-
Mario Bros. 3 is
yeah.
something I've been having a lot of fun with.
I would like to point out that I have done that ROM hack, but it was before ROM hacks were invented. I just got the frog suit and was good at the game. So I didn't really have to worry.
You've played this game before, GP?
Yes, famously, up until I think it was
Oh.
World 8, Level 2. It was around 8.2, I
thought
think. There were things really
That's
went
the
off.
first one. I think that's the
Chart,
first
he
one.
streamed this
Difficult.
game. You found GP stream while he streamed Mario Bros.
No, I
3.
played Mario. I played Mario 3, not Mario 3.
Oh,
I've never.
If I
Okay,
remember right,
okay.
this
I
won
think
a
it's the
bracket
ROM
of
hack.
ours, didn't I? Or didn't it?
This.
I
I think
mean-
it's the ROM hack.
God,
I
I
think
want
you
to
guys
say
are taking a
did, but if
piss
it
over me
didn't,
on
I'd be
this
pissed
one.
off.
You didn't say that right, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's the ROM hack, isn't it?
Now, this is how I know the franchise
choke
fell
me.
off after
Please don't
Mario
choke.
3. There have been no sequels in any of the Mario stuff. There's no Mario 4.
That's true.
No, there's
No, there's
definitely
not.
no spin-off
No,
sports
there's-
games for some reason.
So this one, I don't think sold very well.
No.
No, this
Pretty
is
bad.
a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it sold well, we wouldn't be talking about it on this particular episode. It is in the
Right.
title.
The hidden gems. So interesting.
So, I know Super Mario 1 for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Uh,
goes without saying.
are the stones of the levels built from all the murdered people?
Yeah, that just keeps on going. That's just kind of
You
a
know-
carryover.
I don't know if they kept that bit of lore in this game. It's not as serious with the lore as some other games, like Elden Ring is more serious with lore than Mario 3. But now I wonder what the actual story is in the manual from Mario Brothers 3. But it's the same joke. Jack Black steals a princess and you're trying to save her, right?
I don't
Yeah.
think they put out a manual. I think the
Well,
studio
I-
had such low hype and expectations for this game. They didn't even put a box with it. They said, just here's the cartridge.
It came
Well,
in. It came in the mail with samples of Tide.
Yeah.
I think
It's
I
a
read an
shame.
article recently that Mario wonders as well.
Like Frampton Comes Alive.
Mario Wonders?
Mario does wonder.
So
I wonder if this was a successful franchise.
Yeah. Well, they can't all be as popular as Mario Galaxative.
You're saying that this is not a full
Right.
galaxy of games.
There
Look,
it is.
I
That
think
was
you
better
guys are
than mine.
underestimating the star power of Fred Savage, who's an actor I
Mhm.
think that everybody knows and is relevant today in 2024, and everybody's
was
familiar
his-
with his multiple movies this
wasn't
year. Right?
he?
Wait,
Wasn't
what
he
was-
in that movie Little Monsters?
No,
What was
you're
Fred
thinking of
Savage?
And I
the
think
other
he
known
guessed
deal
it
guy.
in an episode of Boy Meets World.
What was Fred
I think he got
Savage's
punched. It
Odyssey?
was very memorable.
Yeah, what was Fred Savage's Odyssey?
That's Comer.
I don't know.
Okay.
This feels
Here's the
like a
thing.
very worldwide kind of like thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Mario
Yoshi.
3 was a wonderful game. So just of everything we've talked about tonight, this is the one that I've probably actually played and heard of. I'm surprised to find out that it's such a low seller to the point that it can be a hidden gem. So if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, find a way to go out and play it, whether it's the ROM hack or not. Mario 3, absolutely worth your time for anybody who doesn't know about that. I feel like such a turd because I know I've talked about this game before on the channel, just assuming everybody knew it like we did or like I did, but apparently not. So GP stamp of approval, let's give it the old Balatro bump. Mario 3, Super Mario Brothers 3.
All right.
Very weird.
Mario.
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 Real hidden gem. You should definitely give it a shot.
Super
Especially the ROM
Yeah.
hacks.
under
ROM hacks are
the
amazing.
rubber.
I just hadn't realized that, and that's awesome. I do wonder about the other ROM hacks though, because now you've got me thinking with the game that I love so much, like Mario 3. What are the other ROM hacks or kaijus for this? Because I bet that'd be quite a
You
bit
know,
fun.
Let me tell you
this
about something
game-
called the BizHawk Shuffler, where you can play games like Mario, or I don't know. There's this other hidden gem called Mega Man, and you can put
Yeah,
them
I've
in
played the
in a
BizHawk
randomizer.
Shuffler, yeah.
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
it's great.
You know, this game would have sold better, but it was levels of lost content.
Okay. Hey, Sinistar, here's a now. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do or get you for your birthday. You know how we do this thing every year. But
Yeah.
remember last year for your birthday, I played through Mega Man X1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
What if I did the BizHawk shuffle for Mega Man 1 through 6 and then X1 through 3? So it's 9 Mega Man games done on a damage shuffler. Every time I take damage, it goes to a new game.
That
Have you
sounds
beaten
lovely.
that before?
Yeah, a bunch of times. But it's always fun and it's obviously always
Really?
different. So if I just
Bunch of
record,
Look, he puts on the frog suit, and he's just that good.
bunch of times.
nice. Uh-oh, there it is.
And modest in it.
And it,
No, I've never beaten it before, so I'm pretty impressed. GP, like that shuffler is ridiculously hard. So that's
it
awesome.
takes some time.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Werewolf, I want to check back in with you. How are you doing? I feel like you're doing the Final Fantasy VI low step challenge, but with word count.
Oh, I'm just. I had a long day today. We went to Seattle and picked up a couch.
I gotcha. Okay.
It was like
It
a
has yet
6-hour
to
day.
sit on it. That's the problem.
Oh,
Yeah, it had more spiders than expected, so it's just.
As
Have
most
you
couches
seen-
do.
I
Sounds
recently
like
saw
future
an
co-host to me. Put them in a jar.
oversized couch. Like, I don't know if you guys have been furniture shopping recently, but I found this oversized couch. Like, it was at least like 6 foot in
At
length.
least.
It was wonderful.
Probably more like 5'4" roughly.
Okay. 5'4"? Wow.
yeah.
It's a big couch.
Sounds hot. Yeah. Okay.
It's corduroy
Well,
pants.
if it's okay, God, if it's okay, I'll go ahead and talk about my deep cut, my hidden
Yeah.
gem.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to hear it.
The world's
Okay,
waiting.
so last time like I said, I did horribly, and we've just made fun of me so much the past couple of years about choosing Final Fantasy Tactics. I wanted to try to stay close to or adjacent to the Final Fantasy series. So this one, I believe, truly is a hidden gem. It's a PlayStation 1 game. I know most people have heard of Final Fantasy VII. I'm not choosing Final Fantasy VII. But there was released in North America in May of, I believe, 1999, could have been 98, a 3D fighting game that also had like quest mode and a bunch of other things. That was an arcade game, but it was called Ergies. And forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that, but it's like EHRGEIZ. And the whole premise of this fighting game is there's like this ultimate sword, and whoever wins this fighting tournament gets this legendary sword of Ergies. The proper name for the game, by the way, is called Ergies God Bless the Ring, which I think is pretty fun.
It's a great
Anyways.
title.
Wait. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop you here.
Uh-huh.
We've all heard of this.
This is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
play
this
in
is
arcades.
not-
GP.
Don't
I
tell
love
me.
this game.
Okay,
What are you
okay.
talking about? Wow.
Are you guys fucking with me right now? I swear
Look,
to
I
God,
went to the
I was
arcade,
really
and
there's a
excited about
wall
I
devoted
was
to
literally
Ergies.
playing this on my
Yeah.
Steam Deck before we came up here.
This is
Django was
did I
my
tactics
character,
again?
man. That was the guy
I-
I played as.
Okay, so Ergies is this fighting game that has some they made characters for this game, but they eventually brought in Final Fantasy VII characters, which I know I probably don't have to. Did I really tactics again?
No,
No.
it's fine. Keep going.
Oh
There
my
was even
God.
a spin-off of this game, God Hand.
Oh
Was that
my
a spin-off
God, was
from
it
this
really?
game?
And
Yeah.
oh my God.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Well,
Okay.
so
All
it was done by the same people who did not Tobor. I'm thinking Tobor Prime.
GP.
Tobal.
Tobal.
You,
Yeah.
you
So-
nailed
yeah,
the
Tobal.
assignment.
But here's the cool
Uh,
thing about this game. So
Idea
like
Factory.
the arcade cabinet, when a arcade place bought this and plugged it in, you would have X number of characters available right from day one. But then they released new characters in 30, 60, and 90-day intervals, which I think is wild that they did that. This is
Yeah.
back in the mid to late 90s.
Did the arcade
so
cabinet have knockers?
that I don't believe so. But I
Disappointing.
I have to look. It had Tifa. Does that count?
I mean, yeah.
I
Uh,
don't feel good about that one.
have you tried tunnels?
Have you tried tunnels?
I've tried the outside of tunnels.
Okay.
But anyway, no, Airgees, if you haven't played it, it's fun. There's a lot of things that it did that was very rare or new that nowadays would kind of be considered commonplace. There's a story mode. There's a quest mode where you could play as different characters. But yeah, there's like a dungeon. And if I remember right, there was like an inn or like a hotel. And anyway, it was, apparently everybody knows about this. I don't need to explain it.
It's all right.
Guys, I'm
I don't wanna
sorry.
take- I don't want to take the wind out of your sails, GP.
No, it's
Yeah,
if I
the
mess up
quest
the
mode.
assignment again, I mess up the assignment. We can't all have deep cuts like Dark Souls.
And Hollow.
And Hollow.
Hollow. Yeah. I was just looking up. I was trying to figure out, does this game come out before or after Power Stone? But it looks like Power Stone came out in '99 as well. Because it's funny that you have two 3D fighter games like of that perspective, and like because the Urgeis or Urgees, whatever how you say it, it's not 2D plane fighting, right? Like it's an actual 3D ring arena, and it's a really
Yeah.
fun, interesting take on fighting games, and you don't really see that in other games. Like I can't think of another game that's like that's been released in the last 10 years. I don't think.
Yeah. But yeah, and it was so I'm trying to think of all the Final Fantasy characters they threw in there because there was Cloud, there was
Bunch.
Sephiroth, Tifa, I think Yuffie, but I'm not sure, and then Zack.
Yeah, Zach was in
Fair,
it.
you could play
and
in there.
Yuffie.
Yeah,
And to
Zack Fair
be-
was an addition that like you didn't expect to get.
Right.
You got everybody else that was common, and then they're like, "Oh, let's throw Zack in there too." You're like, "What the fuck?"
But
Yeah,
then,
what about
like,
Itachi?
one of the
Zack.
main bosses of the game, Django, was basically Red 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Wasn't
very
Vincent
interesting
in
game.
this
I
game, too?
remember
I
this
thought he
was the
Vincent
first
was
game
in
that
it.
I
Was Vincent it? You might
He
be
is.
right. Vincent might have
He
been
is
in
in it.
this.
Yeah.
Vincent.
He
That's
is
like half
in
the
it.
cast is
Forgot about
Final Fantasy
that.
characters.
So
Crazy.
yeah,
But
I
I mean,
remember renting.
You
this
also
game and
had
getting in a lot
Yo-Yo.
of
You had
trouble.
the wrestler dude. My buddy and I
Yeah.
still quote this game.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to me to see a fighting game where you're in a wrestling or a boxing ring, but your character has a giant sword. And for whatever reason, that's still just like so bizarre to see. But the mechanics are fine. I think the gameplay is fun. I think if I remember right, with the quest mode, the dungeons are randomly generated. I might have to go back and look at that one, but I think that did have
Yeah, to a degree.
a randomizer. Yeah, as random as it could be on a disc. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, that was my apparently failed attempt at a hidden gem, Airgees, for the PlayStation 1. Out of curiosity, Wolf, it sounds like you've got a history with the game. How do you pronounce it?
Air guys.
Airgeis.
Eric guys.
This was during Square's time when they were releasing games with German names,
Mm-hmm.
Einhander, stuff like that. So yeah, Air guys.
I just thought
Okay.
it was like a sequel to Airbud.
Yes, the dog is the hidden character.
Wow.
It got added after
guys,
180
Airbud.
days.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jeez. Jeez.
Yeah, his weapon was the
That's
football.
just
Airgees.
football. It
Yeah.
was a basketball documentary.
I love it. I know sport.
Does this take place on Earth?
It is on
It-
planet.
It does.
you know, like most games do. They take place on planets. Yeah.
Do they say hello when they play that?
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Your hollow?
My hello?
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Well, guys, this is me messing up another
translates
episode.
to ambition, Air Guys.
Ambition, yeah, the sword of ambition. The Air Guys.
Hey, hey,
Prime.
gents.
Yes.
Happy April Fools.
Yeah, happy April Fool's.
Yeah.
April Fools. Is that what this whole episode was about?
Yes, absolutely. GP, I've never heard of that game. That's
Oh,
a good
no.
pick. I'm
Yeah.
looking that up.
Oh,
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
okay. So what you're telling me is Mario 3 actually sold really, really, really well, and Borderlands is a very popular franchise,
It might be.
and
But
Halo
only in
is,
Japan.
and nobody's heard of Dark Souls.
No, Dark Souls is still under the radar. I was the only one that came in with an actual lower node game.
You know what's a hidden
You guys
gem,
got me
though?
good.
In
I
all
was-
honestly, Chard? Demon Souls, I think. A lot of people
Yeah.
who like Souls games, they don't know
Yep.
about Demon Souls till much later on. So that's probably
Well,
a hidden gem.
I would argue that with the release of the PS5 and the remake or remaster
Right.
being released with it has brought it back to the surface. But a lot of people didn't
Yeah.
know beforehand that Demon Souls was the original Dark Souls before Dark Souls was Dark Souls. So that is also
I think everyone knew that. It's a very common game. that
I
everyone
almost-
knows.
I almost came in today with Star Fox Adventures, but I was like, that one maybe didn't do quite well enough to count for what we're doing today. Even though it was like
Yeah.
12th best-selling GameCube game, I think.
Yeah.
But there's only 12 games for the
Oh.
GameCube, so
Oh,
like,
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Come on now.
Yeah, there is a top
Next time
10
I
list of
do-
best-selling games, and Double
We're gonna
Dash is
do,
six of them.
Hogwarts Quidditch
Fuck.
next year.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
Gee-
Star Fox Adventures is like Zelda 2. It's a good game. It's not a good Star Fox game.
Yeah.
Kind of the way to think of it.
Final Fantasy 2.
But-
It's a good
Hey,
RPG.
guys,
It's not a great Final Fantasy.
Legitimately good hidden gem pick. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What,
You nailed,
Air
you nailed the
Guys?
assignment.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you hit it right out of the ballpark. if we're
Oh,
still
so you
trying to
guys spent the
find
last 60 minutes exactly just taking a piss over me to make
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
of me again
I
for
just-
something that I did and stood by a year and a half ago. No, that's fine.
I just love that you picked a good hidden gem that I actually
did
know
great.
a lot about because I played
Yeah.
the shit out of it.
Yeah, it was a fun
When
one.
GP
That makes
mentioned
me
it
so
to me, I'm
happy.
like, Wolf's gonna love that because he knows Toe Ball really, really well, and knows that game
Right.
really well.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah.
had never heard of it until today.
Yeah, same.
Oh man, for real, you guys got to check. Yeah,
Yeah.
Art, I think you'll like it. And Sinistar.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, it's fun whether you're there for the fighting aspect or if you're there for like the quest mode. It's all a good time. And
Yeah.
to the listener, yeah, go out and check out any of these. I was going to say hidden gems. You know what? Never mind. Everybody listening probably already owns all of them except for Air Guys. So
You did well, GP. You did well.
thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
You guys almost got me a couple times. Halo is when I started like, no, they wouldn't be fucking with me that hard. So
It
I'm
was pronounced
redeemed. We
hello.
can put this meme to bed.
Yes. Well,
Well, no, but we
No.
can stretch it out for another year
Okay. Okay.
till
Yeah.
somebody else does something stupid and we run with that, like tunnels.
tunnels.
Right. That's the thing. Everybody's got their own thing. I love it. Except for Werewolf, who only has good picks all the time.
No, I-
we
Game
wrote Game
Genie.
Genie for years.
Game Genie. Yes.
Years.
It
Keep
was
coming
it
back.
was last used like
198
3 weeks
episodes.
ago.
Yeah.
What do you mean, road? Like
But
it's still going.
Before that, it was
You
like
guys
at
just
least
don't
a
notice
year.
it anymore. It's so
Oh, yeah,
common.
almost got the best mileage so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Game
I
Genie.
think I brought it up, and I wasn't even a part of the podcast when
Game
that started.
Genie. Guys,
Guys,
Guys.
Game
Guys,
Genie.
look. Air Guys.
Guys.
One.
Have you guys all seen Doom 2? Yeah.
Yes,
gotta
well,
ask.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Doom
has
2 was
not, I
great.
have.
Okay. Just
I have a story about when I went and
Wolf,
saw Doom 1.
one small spoiler. Christopher Walken's casting in Doom 2. Like, what the fuck are they
It's
doing?
fucking brilliant. What are you talking
It's
about?
stupid as fuck.
It's
Come
still
on.
brilliant.
They needed the
Brilliant.
movie. They needed the movie to feel as long as possible.
I'm
And
the
who else
emperor.
can stretch out a line
How do you think they squeezed 2 hours out of him talking?
like Christopher
It's
Walken?
just-
yeah.
yeah. It's
He's the
ex-
bitty
extended version is him
Jesuit,
talking. Yeah.
He's wonderful. Like he's legitimately just one of the best actors of his generation.
He's great,
And
but Doom 2?
Anytime he pops up, I'm like, happy.
Marry
So you're
my
saying because
daughter.
he's too Christopher Walken that took you out of it? Like they could have put
they hired him And he's like, "Do I need a script?" He's like, "No, just be you. Just be you. We'll give you 5 words
Talk
and
about
just be
things
you
around you.
in the future.
Yeah.
10,000
the
years from now."
sand in my shoes, and there's a giant
He would've been-
worm.
He would. The only
Please
way
marry
they could
my
have
daughter
been.
and spare my life.
It's
Christopher
so
Walken.
Why did they
awkward.
not
That
cast him
movie
as
was-
Gandalf? That's all I'm saying.
Well, there's a reboot of
I have
X-Men
no-
coming, so maybe he can be Magneto. You never know.
Guys, I have no memory of this place.
He's too chiseled.
Anyway,
But oh
sorry
my
to
God, we
derail.
have to. One of these days, we'll get around to talk about X-Men '97. I have strong opinions.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, we got to talk about that one.
You shall not.
Oh my God,
pass.
I just
Yeah,
want
you
Magneto's
guys
comic accurate costume
Shall not
to be
pass.
the #1 men's Halloween costume this year.
They dug too deep.
So for
too
those who are watching
really-
X-Men '97, I saw that costume, and if you're like me, you immediately went to Wikipedia to see if that was a legit costume, and it totally
Oh,
is.
it was.
The weird like strapless thing he's wearing with the giant M on his chest. You're like, where the fuck did they pull that costume from? It's legit a Magneto costume. It's
It
so
is.
funny.
The thing that gets me is the gloves that go all the way up to the shoulders.
Yeah.
Like they're
I mean,
pageant gloves, and they
It's
gave him
like
very
that so
thin hips.
he doesn't get liquid in his gloves when he's reaching into shit. It's a safety thing.
The safety
okay,
thing,
well, that
yeah,
makes
it's-
sense.
Yeah. Wemyss in Canada. You know.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude,
You ever wash the
UK,
dishes and have water get in your gloves? Well, God, you hit
That's
the
the
guy
worst.
You got to think of it from the villain's point of view, right? You're arm deep in blood of your enemies.
Dude's
can't-
got-
that doesn't come out of
Dude's
his
got
skin,
swamp
man.
hands. You don't want swamp hands.
Oh
You
my
got
God.
raspberry raisins on your fingers. You don't want that.
Oh wow, Magneto looks magnificent.
He's a complete zaddy, I think, is what
Fabulous.
the kids are saying.
There's a scene with
Zaddy?
Gambit in like a what do you call it? Like a
Crop top.
baby t-shirt or crop top, and it's just like
Baby
that's very
Oh.
very that's 90s.
Yeah, if you've seen Rocky 3 and the training montage where Stallone,
Yes.
a little hidden gem of a movie, the Rocky franchise.
Bring
Yeah,
out the Rocky.
they got the cutoffs. And they put Gambit on there, and my wife has never been more thirsty. It's been insane.
It's a great show.
It
We're
is.
gonna do an episode on
Oh,
it.
Jake
We
left
have
my
to.
room.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
Once
he
I
flew
realized you
home.
guys
They
are
did
joking
the-
for
Couple
minutes
45
ago.
minutes about hidden gems.
The airplane. It was a quick ride.
Oh, from Snatch. yeah.
Dude. Guys, gals, happy April Fool's Day. This has been fun. Even though it was a bit mean-spirited, I appreciate the love. So
Sinistar flew all the way
GP.
out here to give you shit.
I know,
So
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I love
I
it.
gotta ask GP, were you legit wondering about Blaster Master Blaster?
Yeah, I can never remember. I try to have certain memory tricks with things. For now that I know this,
I
it's going
got
to be
a
alphabetical.
memory trick for you for this one.
BM.
Master Blaster. M is for the movie. B is for the video game.
video.
So it's
game.
it's Blaster
okay.
Master. for the
Master
NES.
Blaster is what you do in your bedroom after a round of Tetris.
Okay. Wow. See, I was thinking bowel movements. BM Blaster Master. It's a poop joke.
It's a poop joke.
I don't get
Poop
it.
joke.
It's the same thing I do after.
But it's a good game. The second one is shit, but the first one's great.
Sinister, you don't get it. I'll send you Marco Polo. Just don't save it. Delete it immediately.
Send
Have
him
you
a
tried
Snapchat.
bubbles?
Shout out to how are we not partnered up with Marco Polo? Like every week, they should be getting a Balitro bump from us.
I get an urgent message from Polo every 3 days saying, "Hey, all that great fat content you've been putting
Yeah.
on our servers, you got to pay us for it if you want to keep it." It's like I'm
Yep.
good.
We're
Yeah,
putting
can
their
we-
kids through college.
Can we have them do our randomizers whenever we do brackets instead of the Olympic committee? I think I
Marco
trust
Polo
that
people,
more
yeah.
often.
Yeah. It's coming
Anyway.
hot off the Marco Polo presses.
Does anybody have anything they want to hype up or promote before we end the show? Wonderful.
I want to give a shout out to a game I've been playing the crap out of, Spiritfall.
Spiritfall,
one-
okay.
It's a really good little indie game. If you're familiar with Hades, the main structure of how the game works is a lot like that in terms of you travel from room to room to room. It's a roguelite. You get to determine, you get to pick your route so that you know what's coming. But instead of being 3/4 beat 'em up style or however that plays, it's a platformer beat 'em up style. So
And what's that called one more time?
Spiritfall.
Okay, I'm taking note of that one. Sounds like a nice
Jake-
little hidden gem. That maybe
Jake
Yeah.
and I have been getting down on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have been getting a lot of hidden MPs from him.
I'm
Mostly
trying,
starting-
Jared, to like this game.
Mostly starting with the what the fuck is
Try
this
harder.
card? Now, I want to point out that I've warned him about every single one of the things that he sent me, and then 2 or 3 days later, I finally get a well, I'm here.
Yeah.
It is what you said it would be. I was like, yes, I am a prophet.
Well, I just did the honeybee scene for those who play
Oh.
remake, and you have to do the
You mean
DDR
the
bit. And
DDR?
I'm sitting there on the couch. My wife's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to bed." And then the honeybee thing just popped on stage, and the guy's dancing, and she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "I don't even fucking know, honey, anymore." Like this, like, and they hide the button prompts behind the dance moves, and I was just fucking losing it. And then as soon as I'm done that, Beth's like, after that sequence, Beth's like, my wife, sorry, doxing her, it's okay. She's like, what is with Tifa's tits? I'm like, yes, they're
Yeah.
unnecessarily large.
Wonderful.
They were like that in the original, and it's just
Yeah.
mind blowing. This game, I don't know. I'm trying to like it. I want to do an episode with you on it, chart later when I beat it. But there's so I'd rather play Helldivers. I've been playing Dragon's Dogma 2. I broke down and bought this stupid game. I did want to say, for those who are on the fence about Dragon's Dogma 2 and the whole microtransaction thing, the microtransactions, they're literally nothing. They're in-game items you can get in 5 minutes for free. The microtransactions
And
are
they
just a Capcom
Made them
dumb shit.
easier to get in game, I think.
Did they? Yeah, I heard they added new
Yeah.
game, a new game, not new game plus, new game option to the menu because people are complaining they had to delete save data to start over. The Dragon's Dogma 2 is a fun game, but it's got some weird, unique choices for a Capcom game. But if anybody who's complaining about the microtransactions, it's stupid. They're literally nothing. I am the first to bitch about microtransactions and unnecessary DLC, but for this game, it's dumb. It's completely pointless.
I want to thank Balatro for not having microtransactions because
Yeah, no shit.
we would have been
Yeah.
broke so quick.
I just want to thank Balatro.
Great game.
You know, I was thinking
You can
today.
thank it
whilst-
again soon because it's getting ported to Android and iOS.
Oh,
I
God.
was thinking today
Fuck.
while I was on my thinking throne
Uh-huh.
in the master bathroom that you know what a good April Fool's episode would have been Balatro because of the jokers invested in them.
Ah,
But since you guys decided to not only show up at my house today and have this episode, you also left me out of the Balatro episode, which is totally fine, and I'm not at all bitter.
Were you
We'll
playing
not
that game?
Stop bringing it up every time.
Hey,
My mind is fucking blown right now. What's going on?
Wolf is appearing in his house.
Well,
But it
yeah.
still fits.
it still
It still works.
It still works.
Wolf took down
You've
his
shown
green
nothing. You're
screen
still
and
in his
nothing
room.
changed. He's
Okay,
still
for those
there.
that listen to the audio version.
Am I-
you really
am I-
need
is
to
this
come
Oh my
off this
God.
transition.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
Like
leave it like
David
this.
after
This is
Disney
great.
It's like
Wonderful.
half that. You know that just proves to you that I totally stole your room idea. Apparently,
That's funny. Even the
I am
lighting.
That's the
Original.
best thing I've ever seen.
can't confirm
okay.
original.
Well, guys and gals, I understand this is the April Fool's Day one. We're actually recording this on March 29th, which was not a great Friday, but it was a good Friday.
Got him.
Long pause. And
Bazinga.
I hope everybody has a good weekend and a happy Easter if that's part of your life. So, yeah. Anything else we should say before we get going? And more than enough words for everybody as soon as we stop recording.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Play Air
Horizon
Guys.
Forbidden West. We'll be back next week. That's all
All right.
I've got to add to that. And go play Air Guys.
Play
Great.
Air
We'll
Guys.
say Air
Absolutely check
Bud.
that out. And
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah, thank you everybody for listening to us bring our B game.
Yes, love that.
200 plus
And,
episodes.
Chard, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, too. That's incredible. Chard, thank you for your hospitality. Love it.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. Okay.
Welcome
Till
to
next
my
week,
house,
everybody.
in there.
Wolf.
Nothing.
Cool.
I got nothing.
Stop and-